into the lead. We've got one bout to go, and it's all on the shoulders of Brian Romero, who you're looking at here. Brian is rated number 4 in the United States at 106 pounds, taking on ENRIQUE Colin Reyes, the captain of the Julio Cesar Chavez team. If Brian wins, New Mexico wins. If he loses, it ends in a tie. Let's see what happens. Let's meet Brian first. Okay, right now we're going to talk to one of the fighters on tonight's card. In fact, you'll be seeing his fight next. This is Brian Romero, El Torito, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. He fights for Esquivel's boxing team. 106-pound division. Although you look a little bigger than that, I was surprised you were that light. But he'll be taking on ENRIQUE Colin Reyes, the Sinaloa, Mexico, fighting for Julio Cesar's boxing team, right?
Yes, out of Culiacan, Mexico.
Out of Culiacan, Mexico. And right now, Brian, how do you feel right before stepping into the ring in front of this big crowd?
I don't know. I just want to go out there and try my hardest, try to win the fight. I heard he's a pretty good fighter, and I'm just going to try to work a lot of body and see if I can win it.
Okay, now, did you see him at the weigh-in, and what did you think by what he looked like?
I don't know. He looks a little bigger, but I heard he was lighter than me a little bit. But he looks like he'll be a pretty good match.
Okay, now, Brian, I think you're the last ABF ratings that came out, I think you're ranked number 4 in the United States. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, had you been ranked before, or was that a surprise to you?
Actually, that's my first ranking I've had since. That was my first big tournament.
Okay, well, we got some of the officials trying to squeeze by here right now. But, okay, now, Brian, we've seen you before here on the 8-Count Boxing Hour. I forget who your opponent was, but it was a good fight. But I think you lost that fight. Do you remember that one? It was out at the San Jose Community Center?
Yeah, I lost the fight. It was, I don't know, I tried my hardest, but I guess the judges didn't think I won that, but it was all right.
Yeah, it was a close fight, and I think it could have gone either way, but the other guy did get the nod. And we got his trainer, Freddie Esquivel. You want to add anything, Fred?
Yeah, that last fight was actually a split decision. It was a 2-1 split decision. We had given up something like 15 pounds because we couldn't find a fight for Brian. I feel that Brian still won the fight. I thought he lost the second round, but the first and third round were his. Tonight he's fighting with an opponent from Culiacan, Mexico. He's probably a couple inches taller than Brian is. Brian weighed in at 109 pounds today. The guy weighed in at 105. And after this, we're moving Brian up to 112 pounds.
Okay, now, and how old are you, Brian?
I'm 15.
Oh, yeah, so, man, he's going to be growing up into the heavier divisions and all. And Brian's style, I mean, you're called El Torito, and I think that's the way you fought the last time I saw you. Is that how you're going to fight tonight?
Yes, I'm going to just go out there, try my hardest, yeah. Try to work more of the body than I can because he's taller, but I think it'll work out good.
Okay, well, that's number 4 ranked, 106-pounder in the United States. You get to see him in action tonight against one of Mexico's top fighters, so good luck tonight. It should be a good fight, but good luck, all right?
All right, thanks.
Okay, and thanks, Fred.
Thank you, Dan, and thanks to the 8-Count Boxing Hour. We're proud to have you here.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's go to the action now. Brian Romero taking on ENRIQUE Colin Reyes from Sinaloa, Mexico. Let's go to that right now. And right now, coming to the ring, one of our featured fighters. He's ranked number 4 in the United States, out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Brian El Torito Romero, just now heading up into the ring. And here he is, Brian Romero, number 4 in the U.S. At 106 pounds tonight, he'll be taking on ENRIQUE Colin Reyes out of Sinaloa, Mexico. Actually, it's 10 anyway. Okay, round 1 underway. Brian Romero in action here in the black uniform with the red trim. His opponent out of Sinaloa, Mexico, ENRIQUE Colin Reyes. Round 1, Dan Sisneros at ringside, bringing you the action of the Duke City here on the 8-Count Boxing Hour. Amateur action tonight. Brian Romero, ranked number 4, as I've been telling you, trying to move up. 15 years old. You can see the aggressive style of El Torito, Brian Romero. ENRIQUE Colin Reyes, tall and rangy with that boxing style. You can see him with a lot of in and out. He's going to try to use the jab, I would think, against his shorter opponent. And Brian Romero will try to find a way to get inside. There's some nice body shots now from Brian Romero. Good body work by the young man from Albuquerque. These are 15, 16-year-olds, 106-pound division. If you're thinking of, in terms of professional boxing, these would be the light flyweights.
Come on in, baby. Come on in.
So far, all the aggression being shown here by Brian Romero in the black with the red trim. Torito written across his back. And there you see Reyes missing with the combination. Nice job by Romero slipping those shots. Again, Reyes missing with the left hook. And I think Brian, oh, there's a nice right hand now from Brian Romero. Romero scoring heavily here in this first round. Oh, and Romero just missing with a right hand.
Come on in, come on in. Get the body, get the body, get the body. Once you hold it.
And that ends the first round. Oh, a shot to the back there at the bell. Scoring the knockout win, so we hope to see Chris Linson back in action soon. That's our referee tonight. But right now it's round 2. 106-pounders, 15 and 16-year-olds. Brian Romero in the black, and his opponent, ENRIQUE Colin Reyes out of Sinaloa, Mexico, in the white. Good opening round, I think, for Brian Romero. From where I'm sitting, it looked like he was more aggressive, scored the better shots, good body shots. And ENRIQUE Reyes really has had trouble getting to Brian Romero in this bout so far. And now the two open up, a good exchange there. Again, Brian Romero catches him with the right hand coming in. The two tangled up here, and Reyes hanging on and Romero backing out. Referee Chris Linson restarts the two. Thanks for joining us here on the 8 Count Boxing Hour. Hope you're enjoying this amateur boxing coming to you from the New Mexico, or the Albuquerque Convention Center here in downtown Albuquerque, New Mexico. Dan Sisneros at ringside. Oh, nice right hand scored by Romero. Romero seeming to have even an edge in hand speed. You'd think that the skinnier, lankier fighter might have the hand speed edge, but so far Brian Romero looking good. Definitely the heavy artillery being carried by Romero in the black uniform. And now you see Brian Romero stepping to the sides a little bit and trying to work his way in, rather than just coming straight forward. And there's Romero now with some nice counter shots. Good slipping too by Brian Romero. That was a nice move there, getting Reyes to commit and then making him pay for it. Brian Romero in the black. Counter shot now by Reyes. Oh, nice solid left hand right at the bell, scored by Brian Romero. So that ends round 2. I think another one in the books, in my opinion. Just about ready to get started with round 3, third and final round here. Dan Sisneros at ringside. You're watching the 8 Count Boxing Hour here on Channel 27. Dan Sisneros recovering from a cold, so excuse my hacking, but we're trying to bring you the good amateur action going on here at the Convention Center. And right now the two start things pretty quick here. ENRIQUE Reyes down 2-0 in my opinion. Trying to get something going here against Brian Romero. Brian, very highly touted, number 4 in the United States in the latest rankings.
Oh, Brian, work.
Look at Brian Romero now, up on his toes a little bit of that in and out. There's a good body shot, comes back with the left hook now. And Colin Reyes hanging on. A warning now goes to ENRIQUE Reyes for holding Brian Romero, trying to stop the attack. Don't blame him, though. Again, Brian Romero sticking to that body attack. Comes back with a left hook, just missing. As he tried the left hook to the head there. Oh, again, Romero pours that left hand. Oh, and some solid shots scored by Brian Romero. Definitely got the attention of ENRIQUE Colin Reyes. Solid shot landed by Brian Romero. You had to love that. Strong kid for a 106-pounder. They tell me he'd probably be moving up to the 112 division pretty soon. Only 15 years old. Keep your eyes on this guy. Brian Romero in the black. Again, dipping down, comes back with a left hand again. That'll be another standing 8-count issued to ENRIQUE Reyes. The crowd doesn't like it. They like the action here. And at the bell. That's the bell. This bout is over. So a good performance by Brian Romero. I don't see any other way but for the judges to have it for Brian Romero. 3 rounds to none here at according to the 8-count boxing hour. The way we saw it, definitely 3-round shutout for Brian Romero. Nice performance against a young man representing Julio Cesar Chavez Boxing Club. And that was ENRIQUE Reyes. And here we go with Leroy Mora. So Brian Romero leads the New Mexico All-Stars back from being down as much as 3 bouts to 1, but they come back to win it over Julio Cesar Chavez amateur team 6 bouts to 4. A great victory for the New Mexico All-Stars. Thanks for joining us here on the 8-Count Boxing Hour. Next week you'll see Big John's Wrestling Show, and after that, the following week, check us for another 8-Count Boxing Hour. Good night, everybody.